That will also occur 4 weeks. Let it be around the same time, 4 weeks. And if you're able to expedite it, I'll come back and report.
Let the needful be done within 4 weeks.
Yes, yes.
Let the needful be done within 4 weeks.
उसके बाद ठीक है, सब ठीक।
Rest is fine. But the so far as the future course of action is concerned, it is pointed out that we direct the CBI to expedite a registration of the identified digital arrest cases for investigation. RBI is directed to examine the recommendations of the delayed transactions at the end of the issue or bank and take an appropriate decision in this regard. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is directed to follow up with intermediaries for time-bound compliance, with necessary meetings with the concerned agencies may be held. We don't mention any particular thing. Similarly, we direct the RBI, MHA and Department of Revenue to examine the possibility of, to consider the desirability of suspending the suspicion transactions and debit fees under section 12 capital A capital A of the PMLA. Such a recourse, however, shall be will be adopted by following the prescribed procedure in accordance with law. The above, the RBI, DOT, and Ministry of Electronics and so on so, along with Department of Legal Affairs and Ministry of Consumer Affairs, they also jointly hold a meeting to evolve some framework for victim compensation in digital arrest cases. It will be appreciated if a pragmatic approach is adopted and a pragmatic and liberal approach is adopted in this regard. Let a fresh status report, next paragraph, let a fresh status report in respect to the above directions be furnished. The matter after 4 weeks concerning to do.
Look, there are a few clarifications. Firstly, in the future actions, DOT is not being covered. In the future actions,
Take the mic.
Maya. Look, in DOT, in the future action, DOT's pending actions have not been covered, my lords. Firstly, they were to create a dashboard which will include the ISP, TSPs as well as POS, so that the issuance of SIM cards cannot be subjected to fraudulent or additional issuance beyond the caps that DOT itself had mandated. That aspect is not covered in the note at all.
I think
Further,
there are two sets of rules. One rule is meant for this one.
no, not for the dashboard, my lords. The two sets of rules will be external facing. This has to be internal facing, because this will have to be a functionality that DOT, TSPs and POS will have to do together, which has nothing to do with the user framework. The two rules are pertaining to user
Tell
framework.
them to examine this aspect.
Yes, yes.
My lords, the second thing,
The status report refers to it at page 3 at bottom. We'll examine that.
my lords, the next thing is DOT has the mechanism to impose penalties. That we have raised the suggestion that that should also then include compensation. Penalties has to be commensurate with the loss caused due to the negligence or willful misconduct of a TSP or a POS, and that has to accrue to the benefit of victims. That again is not addressed. The similar thing with respect to RBI, this Honorable Court has noted repeatedly the way the systemic rot or application has happened. But RBI, whilst imposing penalties, imposes nominal penalties against banks which are violating its own circulars, which is not commensurate with the loss that accrues because of the violation. For instance, my lords, I have recorded that Mule Hunter as AI tool has been implemented by 86 banks. Mule Hunter is developed by RBI. RBI's own circular mandates that banks have to evolve AI tools, which goes beyond Mule Hunters. Yes.
Kindly turn to page 13 of the.
The mandate was not just to implement RBI's Mule Hunter, but to develop AI tools, which will include velocity checks. And that is what I had submitted earlier also, my lords, that where a digital arrest victim transfers funds which are unnaturally high, even that can be detected using AI tools and can be paused, or it can be a trigger which will then ensure either pausing of the transactions at the issuer bank itself or at the receiving bank's end. That itself becomes a trigger. That has not been addressed.
Give a note to the Parliament.
My lords, this has
Kindly
been
turn to
raised
page,
at committee meetings, and they will have to revert on that. But since my lords are saying that the status report will have to include this, this may also be added, my lords.
Just give a note that during.
Lords, kindly turn to page 10 of this status report, Annexure R1, action taken by RBI. At the bottom of that page, the following discussions were held and so, and cyber-enabled frauds. RBI informed that of 26 out of 53 major banks have adopted the Mule Hunter AI.
That is my submission. We are not just talking about detecting Mule